So if you guys don't know the Kane situation, boy, strap in. Literally everyone's been talking about it, so I don't know how you've missed it. Probably because a lot of you are boys, which is whatever. Okay, so basically Brooke Schofield, she has a podcast with Tana Mongeau, the canceled podcast. Can I do Brad Summer with the boys too, or is this a girlies only action? I mean, boys can be girls, you know? You can be a part of the girls. Like, you just have to know how to behave. Like, if you got the right attitude and the spirit and the respect, you could be one of the girls, you know? Not like a girl, but you're one of the girls. So basically, Brooke, I think she's been on like a couple of podcasts talking about her ex, Clinton Kane, who's like this musician. I've never heard any of his songs. Apparently, he's pretty well liked. Hello, Izzy. I've heard mixed things about his music. Some people are like, it's actually pretty good, and then some people are like, it's actually kind of trash. So basically, this guy just got exposed for being a massive liar by his ex, Brooke. I don't think she'd been name dropping him. She's been actually kind of very respectful. She's been hiding this for like 2 years. And then suddenly he released a TikTok being like, when you've been over the relationship for 2 years, but she just can't stop yapping. And she was like, honestly, I freaking love her for this. She's like, I'll show you yapping. Are you kidding me? And release like a 16-part series. Like, if you guys are familiar with Who the Did I Marry, that series, she kind of like did a parody of that. I don't think he knew what that was, and he kind of took it literally. He's like, who did I date, not marry? That's another thing. So basically, she just released this 16-part series, and it's actually nuts. I mean, it can't be as nuts as the actual Who the Did I Marry, because, you know, that series will forever be a staple, iconic moment in pop culture history. Shout out, was it Risha Tisa? Something like that. Shout out her, because I was, like, gagged by that situation for, like, a month. 2 months, maybe. Like, I was sat. Like, that was crazy. So, she released this, like, expose and talked about how he lied about literally everything. And it wasn't, like, little things. He has been faking an Australian accent, and he's been telling everyone he's from Australia when he's actually from Brunei. Why would you lie about that? And he also lied. He's like, yeah, I grew up in a rich family. My mom is like blonde and Norwegian. When, like, no, she's not. She's from Brunei and she is an Asian woman. Like, it's just like I think he thought like these lies would make him more interesting as like an artist. When, like, being from Brunei and, you know, being able to become a mainstream artist in like America, the UK, and Australia, like being able to become an artist when you're from like a small country, like, isn't that a much more compelling story? Like, why would you lie about that? I don't know. It just like things that he thought would be more interesting, he was telling people, and it just was like, why? But the worst thing of all is that he was like, in 2020, both my mom, my dad, and my brother died. No, they didn't. They did not. He lied that 3 of his family members died in the same year. And the only one we're kind of sure is dead is the dad, but even that's not confirmed. Like, we're pretty sure that the mom is alive, and we're pretty sure that the brother's alive. The dad might be dead. But, like, why would you lie about that? That's so f***ed up. But anyways, I was referencing that because there's just the way she says yapping. I like I can't stop quoting it. Okay, let's watch a little bit of it because, oh my god. The best part of this is that he responded in like a 22-part series, and his like rebuttal was like, she's a liar. I actually didn't get pulled over before we went to this place. It was on the way back from this place. Like, that was his rebuttal.
When I opened my phone today to a million texts from all my friends of this TikTok that Clinton Kane had posted saying, what did he say? He said, like, when I've been over the relationship for 2 years and she just can't stop yapping about it, which, first of all, hilarious. Like, no shit, I can't stop yapping. But
That's what I keep quoting. I keep quoting, no shit, I can't stop yapping. Like, I just love the way she says it. It's so real.
now I get a lot of comments about his
True.
appearance and the way he shakes. Okay. And those are two things that I'm going to leave off limits for my story time because I feel like that's low hanging fruit and it's obvious it doesn't even need to be addressed. Believe
Bro, that's just like so. She's so brutal. She's just like, him being ugly is low hanging fruit. Oh! Like, oof! Damn. My god.
the fact of the matter is, I ended up in a relationship with this man because
Sorry.
I was a fan, honestly. I knew of him because of his music. I loved his song Chicken Tendies or whatever. Tana and I would literally blast it on a loop at our
Chicken tendies. I gotta hear this, cause like I haven't even listened to this man's music. No, this isn't about Cody. This was, oh my god, the cancel pocket. They're going through so much right now, but they're coming out on top. Like, this is truly not that what happened to Tana should have happened. Like, that should have never happened. But like, it's beautiful to see these women go through terrible shit at the hands of men and now come out on top and see like very aggressive, like very a lot of loud support and like very many people supporting them. It's nice to see that, right? That like women who may not have like the best past but have clearly from what I've seen grown and have become better people. Clearly they've been wronged, and of course they probably knew that because of who they are that, you know, they'd get backlash. Like, I think the reason the Cody stuff took so long to come out is because, you know, of who the victim is. It's Tana Mongeau, and clearly she doesn't have the best history. But now that I really think about it, like, besides her doing really stupid shit, I can't really think of anything Tana has done in like the past 5 years that we should really be that mad about. Like, she gets in drama, like she calls out other creators, but honestly, they kind of just like it's kind of people who needed to be called out and humbled for a little while. I'm gonna be for real. She's a drama queen, but like it's not for wrong reasons as of recently. So, I don't know. Unless you guys I haven't been keeping up like the most, but like I think it's time we give Tana like a little bit of sympathy and realize that she was a fucked up girl. I don't think her teenage years were that great and she's been through a lot. So, and crazy how getting taken advantage of at a young age can affect the way you go about operating the world. Yeah, that's definitely a part of it because the sad thing is when she like really opened up about what happened between her and Cody, she said she didn't really talk about it because like there were worse things that happened to her that she was dealing with, which just really upset me and really like made me think like, okay, why do we really hate this girl? Like maybe we should have been concerned for her. Like you don't have to like her, but I think we need a little more understanding. Clearly something was wrong and probably still is, but she's what, 26, 27 now and clearly has grown up at least a little bit. She's still Tana, but I think we can afford her some understanding. I think with this situation and probably all she's been taken advantage of, because she's been like on the internet since she was like 15, 16. I think we could, oh my god, this fly, understand how that would f someone up. Tana has been taken advantage often, and the fact that there's no flack from Cody Co. and just now companies are cutting ties is whack as f. I agree. Like, I mean, I don't blame her for not talking about it earlier, but it seems like from what I've seen, like she wasn't the only one. I didn't see what happened. Oh, you mean the Jason Nash thing? Oh my god, yeah, that's bad. The signs were there though. Yeah, I like it pains me because like for a while I was saying like I would call Cody Co my favorite YouTuber, so it was really hard to see that he had done that and then seeing that there were more situations where he like was inappropriate and probably actively dating underage people while he was in his 20s is really disturbing and sad, and I hate that no one said anything. Even like it doesn't even have to be the victim. Like there were clearly people who were just standing by and watching it happen and didn't say anything. And it's upsetting. I hope Tana speaks more on, clearly a lot of it is men. I have a good guess that a lot of the abuse and mistreatment she's faced was from men. Because if you don't know about the stuff with Jason Nash, basically in the David Dobrik vlogs, while Jason Nash was dating Trisha Paytas, he was always making really weird, I think it was even a joke. I think he was being for real, but they do it on camera where Jason Nash was always like, I really want to have a threesome with Tana. And I think she was like maybe 18, maybe 19. Oh, she was young, and Jason Nash is like 40. He's a father, like he is an older man. And Tana was like, at most in her early 20s when this was happening. Tana is 26, yeah, but this was happening like years ago when she was probably like my age or younger. Like she's 26 now, but this was happening like years ago. In 2018, oh my god, so yeah, she would have been like 20, 19, 20. Yeah, he's disgusting. Like the way men treated her is really disturbing, and just because she's not like a respected, woman, creator, or whatever, people kind of excuse her being abused, which makes me really sad. Like, no one deserves to be abused, whether you think they're problematic or you don't respect them. That's not an excuse to abuse someone, especially, I feel like that is especially towards women, is that we let shitty things that they really don't deserve, like maybe they are inflammatory or, TanaCon, which wasn't 100% her fault. I mean, it wasn't good and she was clearly like irresponsible. Like she didn't, like the way we would just ignore abuse just because we don't like the victim is really disturbing, and I think we really need to think about why we do that. And I think we really need to think, like, if we really don't like someone's behavior, letting them get abused is not going to fix that behavior. In fact, it's going to become worse. I'm pretty sure that's why Corinna definitely did that too. Well, the thing is, I've watched a few videos on people kind of talking about because I never watched David Dobrik, so I kind of watched some videos of people, like, some, like, perspective would be, like, after the fact, why this group was so toxic. And it kind of felt like they always had one woman in the group who was kind of the butt of, like, sexualizing jokes. For a while, it was Gabby Hanna, who they just constantly demean. Like, there was always a butt of misogynist, sexualized jokes. So for a while, it was Gabby Hanna, and then Gabby Hanna, like, got sick of it, and I don't blame her. I mean, also, I don't like Gabby Hanna, but, like, she didn't deserve that, and she's clearly already mentally unstable, so I'm assuming that abuse did not help. I mean, this was on camera, so in my opinion, this was abuse. From what I've seen, like, it was pretty toxic and pretty just, like, you did not need to do that. Like, you were just, like, picking on someone just 'cause. It's at best bullying, and pretty severe bullying. So when Gabby left, Corinna kind of became the butt of that, and since she was, like, I guess more conventionally attractive, I hate saying that, but I feel like it probably became, like, 100 times worse. So, like, the sexualizing comments just became 100% worse. Dobrik, I never watched it, so if you did, like, you probably have better perspective. Damn, why the f did I watch this guy? I mean, I watched Shane Dawson. Hindsight is 2020, so I don't think you should blame yourself completely. I don't know, just, like, this is a thing that we allow so much abuse of women just because we feel like they deserve it. And I'm not saying, like, you guys, me, like, I just mean, like, as a collective hive mind society, whatever. It's just something that has been let slide, and I think we need to think more about, like, defending people and victims that we don't necessarily like. Right now, I need to just talk about how, Brooke Schofield and Tana Mongeau, I'm just here for the support they're getting. Even if you don't necessarily like them, I think this shows a good shift in influencer, the Hollywood, and how we treat people who are victims of terrible men. Also, I just wanted to hear his song. Man, I hate men that sing like this. Why do we not make fun of men who sing like this? We make fun of the indie girl voice all the time. We've been making fun of the indie girl voice for so long. What is this voice called? sad boy voice. I don't know. Also, apparently this is about his dead mom. Oh my god, the comments. Oh, there's comments! All proceeds go to mommy, rip, rest in Paris because she's alive and slaying. Ah! Not him singing with the fake accent too. Oh my god! Oh, all the comments are... Oh, this is beautiful. Yeah, this is not good. What was the other one people were talking about? There's one more that people were talking about. Also, don't go harass him. Oh wait, there's a live performance.
On my chest. That red was cold, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I'm a mess. And I overthink the little things in my head. You know, this is not bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, yeah, the voice is too much, but that one's not as bad.
Like I said, he lived in Vegas, so I obviously was not going to go to dinner with him.
So that's who we're talking about.
Okay? But he persisted, all right? Of course, of the next few months, he would slide up on all my stories, message me constantly. Some would call him obsessed, honestly. What am I going to do? I'm not going to fly to meet a stranger, okay? But one day, I get a DM where he says, hey, I have a show tomorrow in LA. Like, would you want to come? And again, I loved his music. So I was like, absolutely. I will definitely come because it's like, that's so much less pressure. I don't want to go to dinner with this man. Like I said, I saw his profile, but I want to see the show.
Oh my god, oh my god, she's so shady! I don't want to go to dinner with this man. Like I said, I saw his profile. Ooh. Oh, that's so mean. He deserves it though, but...
So I asked Phoebe to come with me and we get ready to go, okay? Remember so specifically the outfit that I wore because again, this guy has been messaging me so much online that I'm like, I know he like loves me. So I wore the ugliest outfit you could find. Like Phoebe knows, I said it to her. I was like, I just want like to look as unattractive like to him as possible.
No,
I just don't want.
The good thing about this is that she just spells out the manipulation tactics that men who are overcompensating do. Like, not saying you should judge people for being ugly, like, that is mean, but the true message of this is that she, like, spells out the manipulation tactics that he did, and I think that's beautiful because so many, like, young women are gonna watch this and be aware that, like, oh, this isn't, like, sweet, like, this is manipulative and this is weird. Like, she spells out, like, the red flags. Because, like, the type of relationship like this, it's a build-up. So, like, she lists a lot of red flags that a lot of people would miss or, like, kind of look over if you were just kind of, like, maybe not thinking about it, maybe not aware, or maybe just are kind of willing to look over it. Like, I don't know. It's just, she's saying that it worked because she eventually said yes. But the thing is, like, she's telling us this as a cautionary tale. Like, she's saying, don't do this. And I think that more stories like this need to be told because I think a lot of us have been worn down. A lot of women can probably relate to this that, like, yeah, we've been worn down to the point where we're willing to look over red flags because we're just tired.
She and I go to dinner and we go to the show. It's amazing. Okay? He was amazing. I don't know what's happened since then, but he was slaying at the time. Everybody's like mingling. A few of my friends were there. I remember Maxine Cover were there. Markel was there. One of my best friends, Justin Horowitz, was there. Like, I was like mingling with
From
friends.
a guy's point of view, this is like, oh, I just need to keep DMing because we're not going to listen to the negative.
And we like hit it off. And I'm going to tell
well,
you you might not believe,
if that's the message you take, unfortunately, I think
really good.
The
Honestly,
women who've seen this are gonna know that that's a red flag.
You know what? He's not as bad as I thought he was. Okay? Nothing happens, and he texts me after the show, and he's like, would you want to come back tomorrow?
It is a good thing. I think this is great that she put out a story and just spells out manipulation for us.
So I texted Amari, and I was like, would you want to come? I bring Amari the next day, okay? Same show. We do the same thing after, and then Amari and I go back on his bus, okay? And honestly, we had such a good time. Like, we're like cracking up on the bus. We're with a bunch of friends. After the club, he and I went alone to a little diner in LA called Mel's Diner. It's 24 hours. You can go after the club, get fries, shakes, whatever. And he and I order literally every single thing on the menu, and we sit there for like 4 hours and just talk, okay? And this is the point where he tells me about what had happened to him in the year prior. His mom, his dad, and his brother all died in the same year.
Okay, which is not true. Which is a lie! A lie! But it's crazy that this is a lie, and like this is like the first night they like hang out one-on-one. And the thing about that is that I've heard that she wasn't even the only girl that he used this to like get their attention. One girl put out a video that was like, oh my god, like he told me his mom, his dad, and his brother died, and then like Snapchatted me one night asking to come over because his brother died, and she was like, wait, like, didn't your brother already die? So he literally just uses it as like a tactic to get basically. He like makes girls feel bad for him to like get them. Like, it's so weird. Like, this man is so weird.
One of his songs was about her and stuff, but I had no idea about the rest of it.
Yeah, he has a song about his mom dying, which I think it was the Chicken Tendies one we watched. She did not die. She's alive. He literally has a whole song about his dead mom, who is not dead. What? Why? Why?
I feel like I completely changed my opinion about him because I'm like, at this point, I'm thinking he's just like this weirdo sliding into my DMs, and now he's very like human to me.
See, this is the turning point because he was able to like go from kind of a weirdo to like feeling like a human. Like that's like a step for manipulation, is that you kind of like open up really fast and get the other person to like be like, oh, like you're like real, and like that's like another part of manipulation. Like this man is just so manipulative. Oh my god, yeah. Oh, the Hillsong drop, bruh. He fucking told her that his mom was a pastor at Hillsong in Australia. Oh, it is based in Australia. Okay, my bad. But there's definitely Hillsong in America, right? How many times did she meet this guy before he's talking about his whole family dying? She went to his show the night before, and then he did another show, and she went again, and then that night was the first time they hung out one-on-one. So literally, their first hangout one-on-one, he dropped his whole family being dead. Like, the first night they were alone together, which is crazy. And it gets worse.
We talked forever, and I got to know a lot about him, okay? He told me all about how he had grown up in Australia, in Perth, Australia. He talked about how—
which is not true, by the way. He is from Brunei, which, why would you lie about that?
He grew up, like, super wealthy in, like, an 8-bedroom house on the beach in Australia.
Also not true. He didn't grow up rich, which is fine. Like, who cares? But, like, why would you lie about that?
His mom was a pastor. He said she was a pastor at Hillsong United, which is like one of the biggest churches, I guess, in Australia. I don't know. He studied medicine, which I loved because I was like technically pre-med when I was in college also. I didn't graduate, but it doesn't matter. So I was like, oh my god, we have that. Like, it's like a really well-rounded. Like,
he studied medicine? That was never explained. Like, that's definitely not real, right? Like, that can't be true. Like, if he's lied about literally everything, ain't no way he studied medicine for a little bit. I don't think he said he got his degree, but that's crazy. That can't be true.
And like I said, he doesn't live in LA. So the next night he calls me and he's like, listen, I have a date planned for us. I'm picking you up at 8, whatever. And he does. Okay, we go on this date. It's like a beautiful restaurant, whatever. We have the best time. We talk forever. We go to the beach, yada yada. I go home. And the next day, he calls me and he says, I am so sorry and I'm so afraid to tell you, but I just got on set for my music video and I tested positive for COVID. Obviously, I had just like had this whole extravagant date with him the night before. I would 100% have COVID. We were like making out on the beach the whole night, which is like traumatizing but true. Okay, so I'm like...
Also, I don't think this man has COVID for reasons that she'll talk about. I think he lied about that too. That's just what I think. I think he lied about having COVID to get her isolated.
This man gave me COVID. And he's like, there's nothing I can do. I'm so sorry. But like, obviously we both have it. So I'm quarantining at the one hotel if you want to come and stay with me. So I was like, I mean, like I have COVID now. I have 2 roommates. Like, Guess I gotta go. I show up to the hotel, okay? And I move in with the man. Part 5, what the fuck did I marry?
I think that's definitely an isolation tactic. Like literally every like checkbox for manipulation tactic, like he checks off every single one. Like isolation, compulsive liar, emotional like manipulation, like literally every checkbox.
I'm at the one hotel, one of the most beautiful hotels in all of Los Angeles, okay? It's like several $1,000s a night for like a nice room. So I'm living the life. We're ordering room service every night. We're just having so much fun. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I date this guy. Keep in mind, we are not separating, so I have no opportunity to view his online presence, all right? Because that is another really important factor to the story, because had I seen the shaking that was occurring, I might have thought differently. He's in person.
She's
really
funny.
Normal. He's charismatic. He's Australian. He's a beautiful musician. He's singing to me and playing guitar every night. I'm like, you know what? As more time passes, we eventually move to like an Airbnb in Marina Del Rey because he wanted to be by the beach. And so we go over there. And this man is not allowing me to go home, okay? This was the first major red flag. Like if I had a morning where I was like, okay, like I want to go home and like get new clothes and shower and like just be a human and be alone for a second, he would immediately like shut down, like, why don't you want to be with me? Why would you want to go home?
There we go.
You? Like, just very strange. And
Red flag.
a normal person would have seen this as like a big major like no in a relationship, okay? But
It is a no. Nope.
I'm not a normal person. So
That's not right. If someone is constantly trying to be with you and you just need alone time.
Of course. Unfortunately, I believed it was a good thing at the time, all right? And I had a bunch of people in my ear. I had like mutual friends. Like Zach Sang was a really important one too, okay?
Zach Sang. We hate that guy.
Together all the time.
Shady ass.
He wasn't around. I would have these people in my ear like, Brooke, if you do not date this man, you are so stupid. Like, first of all, he's gonna be huge. He's so talented. He's so special. He has like the most amazing story. Like, you have to date him, okay? And one thing about me is I'm easy.
I hate people like that. Like, what do you mean? Like, I hate when people, like, if you don't date this guy, you're fucking dumb. Like, let her make that decision for yourself. Like, you could, like, weigh in and be like, hey, I like this guy if you want to date him. Like, I think he's a great guy. But being like, if you don't date this man, you are stupid. Dislike. Okay, so I got immediately derailed right after this. GOP senator falls for sexually explicit Jimmy Carter death hoax. So I'm just gonna give some last thoughts. So it's nice to see Tana and Brooke getting support after going through these situations with these horrible men. In Tana's case, actually allegedly a crime. And I think they do deserve our support, of course. And it's really upsetting to see that women we view as problematic aren't believed, and especially someone who's as big of an influence. And I think Jarvis Johnson and Jordan Adika put it really well in their Sad Boys podcast, that if we don't believe someone with a large platform, what are people with no platforms gonna do for themselves? So I think we just really need to think about why we are not defending people and not sticking up for victims because of who they are. And that's just what I think. And also in Brooke's case, I think I'm glad she came out with her story, and I'm glad that she made people aware of what manipulation looks like. Well, very severe manipulation, but it's very toxic behavior, and I think women and girls and just everyone in general needs to be aware of people like this, and that people will lie and people will be not great and potentially toxic, potentially abusive, and we should encourage people to avoid that at all costs and encourage people to not do that behavior in that first place. So Cody Co can kick rocks. All right, bye.